is Liz Boisvert, and I am, in a sense, your kvCORE ambassador. I love to show you what I've learned to help you integrate into the system and help you leverage it for your business. So I'm going to do that by sharing my screen. As we've come into the new world of the buyer-broker agreement, I have dug into kvCORE in what's called COREpresent, and that allows you to present the buyer-broker agreement with some really great presentation, some slides to go with it. And I like to email it to my client the night before the showings just to give them an idea of what they might be signing and why they should value me as their agent. So here we go. As you can see, we are in my kvCORE dashboard here. The sidebar, you'll see different icons. So this little paper airplane, as I like to call it, will lead us to the all marketing dashboard. And inside your all marketing dashboard, you'll see COREpresent. This is one of my favorite features in kvCORE. So we'll start with the buyer broker agreement. So we're going to hit the start. Now I can add in details here for the client that I'm going to meet. Her name happens to be Jennifer, and his name happens to be John. And then I'll hit apply. I can add an additional line here, buyer broker agreement, or you can leave that blank, whatever you prefer. And then we'll move on to marketing and activity. Now there's one slide that's included or already attached to the presentation, and that's the purpose and importance of a buyer's agent. And it walks you through different things in that regard. Now I can add other slides. There's only 2 others to choose from. We want to keep it simple, right? But I think that these are both valuable. So I'm going to go ahead and select those. And you can see at the bottom where it says not included, when I select it, it then turns to included. And then I hit add selected slide. Now those slides over here on the left-hand sidebar, you can see are included in my presentation. And if I change my mind about one of them after I scroll through and look at them, then all I need to do is hit this box here on the left-hand sidebar and it will go away. Now, the next section that you'll see is why am I the right fit? It walks through a little flow chart in that regard. You can remove it if you don't like it. And then the last one are the closing and the next steps. This gives them a thank you, but there's also this gray button at the bottom that says, let's get started. When they click on that, it's not attached now. We're not quite to that step, but once they receive this link, and they click on that button, and you might want to give them instruction like when you get to the end of the slides, click on the let's get started, and it will walk you through your buyer broker agreement that we'll be signing together when we meet at the house or tomorrow at the office or whatever it may be. Now, this only works in the web version because if you click on the PDF version, I want to show you the difference here. At the PDF version, it says let's get started. There's a little checkbox and a view contract. I've submitted a request with Inside Real Estate with kvCORE, just letting them know that it's not really clear when you're in this portion of the PDF version of the presentation. So far, I'm going to be using this web version. So if we go back to the web version, now again, we've done the introduction, we put in the names that we wanted, we've added the marketing and buyer activity and why I'm the right fit, and then we moved into the next steps. And then over here on the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see where it says present and share, and you want to make sure you've selected the web version. You hit present and share, and once you do that, it takes you to the next screen. So you can save and add a client here, or you can add the buyer representation contract. So I'm going to select that, and then I'm going to upload the PDF that I've already created in my SkySlope file, or whatever system that you use or app that you use to create your forms. We use SkySlope here at EXP, and I pre-saved it. I'll just select that, and then I'm going to hit add. So now when they're in that web version and they click on that gray button, it will take them to the presentation. Now I can add a net sheet here, which is always helpful if you already have that information of the property that they're going to be purchasing. This might just be a button that you use if this was a seller's presentation, and maybe it's for their closing costs of what that would look like as a buyer on this particular property that you're going to show them. You can add a video link. If I wanted to add a video to the presentation saying how excited I am to be showing them a property in the morning and walking them through the buttons that they'll see, you could do that. You can open the presentation here just to have a look-see before you send it. I can email the presentation here. I can download it and print it from here. But when I download something and print it, then I want it to be in the PDF version. It just looks a little bit different and it's meant to be printed and downloaded. But for the purpose of the web version, and if you want the buttons to be interactive, then you'll go ahead and hit copy. After we have grabbed the link and sent it via an email, or at least dropped it into the email so you can go back to it later, I'll go back into the COREpresent and then I'll change the web version to the PDF. And then I'll present and share again because I want to be able to print this off and take it with me to the showings and actually hand it to my clients when I'm in front of them. Not necessarily for the buyer broker agreement because I'll print that out separate, but just to have the presentation and then I'll attach it together and I will staple it, put it in a cute envelope and include my business card. And when I show up to that showing, it's professional. It's a really, really great way to polish what you're doing instead of just showing up, opening the door, and maybe looking at the MLS flyer if you're lucky, right? Using this presentation is a great way to show your value, especially when the buyers are really having to think about what the bottom line is for having your representation at the end of the day. So I hope that helps. I'm going to do another video on the buyer tour and what that looks like. I wanted to keep this one short and sweet.